Very good evening. Welcome to Monday's programme with Gita Penze and me, Dominic Heel. First then, after years of debate and speculation, the government today finally confirmed the route HS2 will take through the East Midlands. When it's completed, it's hoped the high-speed rail line will serve 30 million people and dramatically reduce the time it takes to travel to London.
Until today, it hadn't been clear which homes and businesses would be standing in its way. Now full details have been published of the path HS2 will take through our region. Well, Quentin Rana is with us and has been looking at the report in more detail.
Thank you. Well, the government says HS2 will drive economic growth and become the backbone of the nation's rail network. Critics say it's a monumental waste of £56 billion and only shaves a few minutes off journey times. Ministers insist the project is on time and on budget, but the route for Phase 2 had been promised 3 years ago. Well, now we have the final route for Phase 2B, which links Birmingham, the East Midlands and Leeds. Now, as proposed 8 months ago, the route will enter northwest Leicestershire along the A42. The most significant change will see the line reverting once again to the north of Measham, as opposed to the south, to address environmental concerns. From there, it's been confirmed it will travel round East Midlands Airport and alongside the A42 until it meets the M1. It then passes just to the west of Kegworth, and today the government has confirmed there will now be a 16-metre high viaduct through Long Eaton, stopping at the hub for the East Midlands, which has been confirmed at Towton. It'll then rejoin the M1 at Trowell, travelling to the west of Hucknall. After that, it crosses the M1 twice, avoiding Hardwick Hall, before leaving the East Midlands to the west of Bolsover. But there was anger on all sides of the Commons that the announcement was made in a written statement and not by the Secretary of State in person.
This is a very important matter and should be debated at length because it's going to cost the taxpayer a small fortune.
Well, since then, the Speaker has announced the Transport Secretary will make a statement to the House at 10 o'clock this evening. Now, the cost of Phase 2 is £28 billion in total. Trains are due to start running from 2033, promising to reduce journey times from Nottingham to London by 31 minutes.
Thank you. Well, as Quentin said, the new route will enter the East Midlands in the Twycross area of northwest Leicestershire and then head towards Measham.
For more on that, let's join our reporter Tim Parker, who's in the nearby village of Appleby Magna.
That's right, good evening from Appleby Magna, where HS2 has been a headache. Since 2013, when that line was drawn close to the A42, then moved in 2016 deeper into Leicestershire, threatening this beautiful ancient school behind me. It's the Sir John Moore School in Appleby Magna, and the chair of the foundation of the charity is Fred Stewart. He joins me here this evening. Fred, good news for you this evening then with this route realignment.
Well, in general, HS2 is bad news for Appleby Magna and North West Leicestershire. It disrupts our rural villages and it offers no faster transport routes for anyone. But with regard to this specific route, certainly the announcement today is a relief for us because the routing that was proposed was going to run 200 metres next to this wonderful old building. It was going to sandwich the village in between the motorway and HS2. And so it's a relief that it's been moved back nearer to the motorway.
What's the uncertainty been like for the school?
Well, the uncertainty has been very difficult to live with. I mean, it's cast a shadow over our prospects for the future. This is a wonderful building going back to 1697. We got £2.5 million of money to restore it 10 years ago. We run an outstanding school with 140 pupils. We run community facilities here. So we're very much at the heart of the village. So really the future has been thrown into complete doubt. And so at least some of that doubt has now been removed.
Of course, but for other sides of Measham, the story is quite different.
As I say, HS2 is not good news for Appleby, Measham and North West Leicestershire. And so the proposed route is going to have negative effects on some people. We were consulted and 588 people were against this route and 50 people were in favour of it. And so I'm pleased that there seems to have been some listening to what we had to say.
It seems like the government has listened indeed, to you at least, Fred. Thank you very much. But uncertainty elsewhere as we find out more about the line and where exactly it's going to do and who it's going to impact on in the future. As many have said here, for Leicestershire, it's all of the pain, but none of the gain.